got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. I don't wanna watch TV. I don't even wanna be with me. I don't wanna do anything. I don't wanna do anything, anything, anything. Well, I got mindless contentment. Yes, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment.
I know. I know, no. I no, 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 no. I no, 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 no.
What's up, folks? Cheers to you. I got to stop doing that fucking Donald Trump dance. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. What do you got? Well, I got mindless. Well, I don't know about contentment, but President Trump, I hate having to call him president. I really do. I mean, doesn't fit the bill, right? Yeah, am I right? Oh, looks like somebody's been kicking my ass again. I know who it is. It's that Mr. Life fella or whoever. Yeah, I don't know if he's content, but he's mindless. Oh, shiz-a-dizzle. So, happy Thursday, October 9th to you guys. We have 389 days, 4 hours, 57 minutes, and 40 seconds until the midterm elections. Should we survive and should they happen? I know I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't put that negative juju out there. I don't know if it was one of the chuds I got into it with. Shocker, though, if it was, right? Am I saying right now that Trump is going to try and stop the midterm elections? I can't say that it's going to happen. Of course not. But I'll be super clear that if there's any way, shape, or form that it's that you know he thinks he can do it, he will. Right? I mean, I don't think there's any need to be politically correct. I don't know if that's the right phrase I'm looking for, but I mean, it would be, pretty cringy in any other times to suggest that president here in the U.S. is gonna, declare martial law or whatever it is he's gonna would do to whatever he thinks, whatever tools he thinks he would have available to stop elections. Because look at what he's doing. I mean, people give you shit when you say he's going to try and put troops in the street or he's going to try and declare martial law. You know, I wasn't the only one saying it, but I was saying it, you know, early last year, that if he gets in, he will try some sort of police state, and that's what we see happening. I mean, I really don't know. I feel like we'll get through this. I mean, I have to believe we'll get through this. Otherwise, you already lost, right? Like, if you say you can do something, you might be able to do it. But if you say you can't do something, there's no chance in hell you're going to do it. So I don't want to say that we're not going to make it through it. I believe we are. But then that still leaves a whole big part of our population that is like, you know, how do we go through our days wondering who these, I mean, it's not just like, you know, political views or preference for this law or that law. It's just pure lawlessness. And so I don't know. But I think that, I don't know, you know, with the judge's decision, what is it, today? Putting was it called a TRO on troops, National Guard anyways, going to Chicago. They are there. Though right now they're not being permitted to go into the streets or into the city, I guess. So let me say hi to some of you guys, or all of yous. James is in the house, and Be Nice is here, and Laura, and Mr. Aaron, and Darlene. Cheers to you guys. Appreciate you coming by. B, did I wait long enough? I was here. I don't want to get into it. I feel like I'm fucking losing it. Seriously, 35 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, I was like, Jesus Christ, I have to stream. I need to, you know. And I already feel, I'm already settling in. I don't know. It's not like stage fright or anything. It's, I guess, facing the bullshit. B says my eyes look puffy. I know. I look really bad. Like I always look bad, but yeah, I look pretty bad today. They're never bloodshot though. I mean, I am a little bit like, I don't know about rundown. Like I don't have my usual energy, which is fine because you know what it is, B? That's what I exhaust myself. I need to stop being so open. It's exhausting being TV. Darlene, super chat. Hello, TV2, you rock, Michigan. I'm trying. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. And I hope you're feeling better. I need to try the cucumbers, B. Yeah, it sucks, sister. I don't know what to say. I don't know that I've ever taken any. I'm sure I tried melatonin before, several years ago when one of the the teen kids were using it to help sleep. And I guess it didn't really make me feel groggy in the morning or anything, but I suppose that wouldn't be any worse than how I do feel some days anyways. But yeah, I don't know. It's not getting. So I watched this. It was a while ago, but and I don't know. The dude was like the channel was a little bit not that he was full of shit. I don't know. Just you know how it is. Some people just rub you the wrong way, like some hosts do. Imagine that. Just ask the chuds what I mean. So as long as you like, I thought you had to in the past, and I have an ex-girlfriend that was a sleep therapist. So I thought in the past that you had to, they always said you have to get obviously into that REM sleep. And then, but you have to remain there for, I think, what is it? Like, it's not as long as you would think, 90 minutes or something, or yeah, it's really not as long as you would think. You have to be in that REM sleep for like that. And I thought that had to occur straight through. But this latest documentary I seen said that's not true. If you wake up, like if you get into that REM sleep and then you end up waking up and you go right back, wake back up out of that REM sleep, turn over, whatever, and you get back into it, if you add up and get to that 90 minutes within a night before you get back out of bed or whatever it is, then you should be good. And I don't know. I know that I sleep good when I dream or when I wake up and know that I was dreaming hard. But I usually have to get completely exhausted, and then at like tonight, maybe I'll end up sleeping for, if I sleep for 4 hours without waking up to go to the bathroom, or even if I don't remember turning over anything, that's good. I usually wake up like a new man after that. Puff on top of my eyes. A Bear told me cucumbers, even though I've seen that before. I think just sleep would be good. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've been like this for way too, like, I understand when, as we get older, we don't sleep as sound, or for, it's a lot more broken up. But I've been like this for too long. I'm 55. I don't know, well over 10 years. It's been like this. Not as bad probably now, or not as bad then as it is now. It's definitely gotten worse. But Mrs. V used to, she has issues with her knee now, but just up until the last year or two, she'd fucking crash out for a long time too. Be jealous of that shit. So now I wish I would had gotten. I mean, I could still real quick a second, possibly. They'll be able to read it. I got it, but I have to paste it to a larger text file. We're doing a little trial and error, so I can't see you guys for a minute while I read this. It's fairly short, thankfully. I didn't proofread this, but I've been getting given the AI responses a chance. So right now, and this might not be exactly up to date. I'm hoping it is. This is on the National Guard being federalized and staged in Illinois or Chicago. So the Trump administration moved to federalize National Guard troops from Illinois and Texas and then deploy them into Chicago area, the state mission, protecting federal personnel, enforcing immigration law, protecting federal personnel, enforcing immigration laws, ICE operations, and safeguarding federal property. The state of Illinois and the city of Chicago strongly objected, arguing that there was no evidence of a rebellion or an inability of local federal law enforcement to enforce laws. They saw the deployment as unconstitutional overreach. The legal basis in the administration cited includes 10 U.S. Statute 10 U.S.C. 12406, which is rarely used statute allowing federalization under certain conditions, like rebellion, inability to execute laws, but the legality is being vigorously challenged. Also relevant, the Posse Comitatus Act, a long-standing law limiting use of military for domestic law enforcement, is a key point in the objections and also a very, very key point in our Constitution. I mean, the objection is firmly Constitution-based, right? Constitutionally based. So what's happening now is a federal judge, Judge April Perry, has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from deploying or federalizing the National Guard in Illinois, including Chicago, issuing a temporary restraining order valid for 2 weeks. So that is of today, I believe. The judge's reasoning, she found the government's evidence insufficient to show a rebellion or that federal laws couldn't be enforced without troops. She also raised concerns about how broadly the federal government's orders were written and the potential for civil unrest if troops were deployed. Well, she found the government sufficient to show a rebellion or that federal laws couldn't be enforced without troops. So I think that's the main point, or should be, that there's not sufficient evidence insufficient is a terrible word, honestly. There should be absolutely zero evidence that federal laws couldn't be enforced without troops. But how broadly the orders were, obviously, is what is creating this just widespread chaos where fucking anyone and everyone in whatever area is getting ransacked. So the potential for civil unrest, I'm not a judge, but I don't think that doesn't, to me, it just doesn't, and it's not a big deal. It doesn't make really sense to me that that would be added, because I mean, if you're enforcing laws, I don't think you don't maybe you consider civil unrest so you can manage it and deal with it, but it shouldn't stop you from enforcing laws. But that's not what's happening here anyways. There is no civil unrest. Even before the ruling, about 500 troops, 300 from Illinois and 200 from Texas, have been moved into the area under the previous order. So 500 troops, I guess, or National Guard. The troops are concentrated around federal facilities, ICE buildings, rather than broadly across neighborhoods. Though exact deployment details were disputed in court, I do believe it was last week that they were looking at purchasing and probably have some vacant office buildings or whatever, because they weren't allowed to stage on Great Lakes property, on the Great Lakes Naval Base. They were allowed an office there. They weren't allowed to house troops there or detainees or bring them through. So it would have been just a fucking phone bank. And you guys know, we've all heard those stories. I don't want to get into that, but about our government under Trump, at least the Republicans and the executive administration, not answering phone calls, not answering questions, not answering emails. So in parallel, another federal judge, Judge Sarah Ellis, has issued restrictions on how federal agents may use force, particularly around protests and journalists. The key tensions and what's next: constitutional and legal limits. The core dispute is whether the president has the authority to federalize and deploy Guard troops against the will of a state in situations like this. And my answer would be absolutely not. And I am not just saying that because it's I mean, Trump's a fuck up. I don't like him. That's not a mystery. But this is illegal. And I know I get some pushback on this, but we are a United States, and you have to have some sort of, like most of my fellow libs or whatever, reasonable, middle of the road folks, are much, and I am as well. Federal law should always trump state law when it comes to most things, but when it comes to like the security of our democracy and the protection of our Constitution and civil rights, I think it's incredible that we have what seems to be, and I believe is, each individual state's ability protect that federal Constitution. You know what I mean? And look, states, we've seen how states' rights have worked out recently to serve the people, to serve the greater masses of America, right? We've seen that with the abortion laws in Kansas or whatever, and just to make clear, I believe that it's much better to have some sort of, to have federal law, I don't want to say trumping the, state law, but it's clear that this is one of those situations where it's really hard to push back against the governor and the state senators and governors and mayors of these states and cities to have the ability to do this. I mean, that's kind of the the pivotal question, isn't it? Like, if they didn't right now, where would we be? What if it was just that no governor was, going to push back or defend their authority over their own National Guard as opposed to the president's, right? What if we just didn't have any of that? What if we didn't have a Pritzker? Where would we be? It'd be a fucking full-blown fucking mess, wouldn't it? I mean, no guardrails. So again, the core dispute is whether the president has the authority to federalize and deploy guard troops against the will of the state in situations like this. The courts are now the battleground. And they're holding on so far, right? The duration and scope, the current block is temporary, 2 weeks. So what happens after that is uncertain. Appeals, additional rulings, or adjustments in the deployment orders are all possible. Public and political reaction. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, and other Democratic leaders have condemned the move as authoritarian overreach. The federal side argues it's a necessary step to protect federal agents and enforce law. Operational constraints consist of even if troops are deployed, their use is limited. They are not meant to replace local policing, especially given legal prohibitions against military performing general domestic law enforcement, like traffic stops, which just before I went live had heard a story from a lady out there in Chicago protesting that she was driving down there for the to get out so she could protest whenever earlier this afternoon, and ICE agents had landscape crews pulled over out of their vehicles, pulling out their ID up against the cars, right? Because they were brown. I mean, how is it that they're just pulling over? I mean, that's exactly what this is saying. They're not permitted to do general domestic law enforcement. Why would they have pulled over that work crew? All right. So anyways, that was that. That was the that's what we got so far. We'll see what happens. Bill, what's up, sir? Cheers to you. Bill says the fact that we got military on the streets shooting civilians, pastors, even has nothing to do with some governor or impid sick senator. It's the soft Americans allowing this. Yeah. Right on, Bill. I think I mentioned that again, like I always do when I got started on this fucking ramble, is because what do we do with all those people when we survive this shit? And I don't mean what do we do with them, like how do we cage them or whatever. It's like, you guys, I'm no matter what we know about just how completely fucking utterly disgustingly lost they are about what America is, stands for, means, was meant to be, founded on. There's because of those things, we still understand that they're citizens and have a vote and pay taxes, most of them, and even though they're participating in their own, our own collective demise, how do we deal with that? How do we deal with that without losing ourselves, I guess, is what I'm trying to ask. because these folks are a threat. This is the real Red Scare. Not necessarily communism, but to use that phrase and to, saying that this is what America needs to worry about, even though the Red Scare was bullshit in a sense. This is a true Red Scare. I guess is all we can do is of course is all we can do is one day at a time, one step at a time. We just keep continuing to fight. Just keep continuing to fight in every legal way possible. Keep the protests up. Yeah, exactly. Putin, cheers to you, my brother. Putin says he's declaring war zones where none exist. It's a false premise for the National Guard. Without a doubt, a false narrative. I didn't have a chance. I know you guys are all familiar with Lincoln Square and the Lincoln Project and Rick Wilson. He's dude is just, I don't know. He appeals to me, but I didn't get to watch the one that just came up, and it was I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh well, whatever. I'm not gonna stress about that. Maybe it'll come back to me, or I'll remember in 20 years. I really want to remember, but I can't. Oh well. B says, alrighty then, generalizations aside, a handful of people are allowing this to happen. Using the term soft Americans offends me. What do you mean? I don't know the term soft American. You mean someone who's like neutral? Fuck them anyways, B. You be you. I wouldn't consider the Trumpers false or soft Americans. I don't know. I've never heard that term, or phrase. I think they're just they're lost Americans. James says, I've been saying this for some time. Millions and millions know what is happening is wrong. Yeah. Yet they tolerate it, turn a blind eye, and that includes the military, who I have always respected. Well, they have, I understand, totally get what you're saying, James. And I don't know, other than the National Guard, right? It wasn't long, a couple weeks ago, because I was going around with fucking Nurse Ratchet, that, it states right in the Constitution that it is your duty to not follow illegal order. I've watched a bunch of experts and obviously career military folks that had high rankings when they retired, speak on this. And yeah, this isn't the same as insubordination. This isn't like in the heat of on the front lines overseas, right? Where it's like you're going to start questioning if what you're doing is moral. And obviously, we fucked that up in plenty of ways, right? Plenty of times. But that's not at all like what this, any sort of comparison to that. Point says, and ICE doesn't need to run around like a thug gang violating our rights. They are receiving hostility because they are provoking. Yeah, I mean, you don't get pulled over and have a fucking state trooper start calling you a bitch and antagonizing you to fucking, you know, do a crime or whatever, you know, resist arrest or you know, assault the officer or whatever it is. It's absolute insanity. Well, we've talked about it, some of you guys. These fellas, I seriously believe they've been recruited from some of the state militias, or not necessarily like these. Rather, folks think that like the militias, the state militias, just completely will have nothing to do with the government. That's not the case at all. It's a fucking, you know, they're want to be their own entity. It isn't that they don't respect the government in whatever necessary ways, strength, I guess. So I don't think that you know, I have no idea. Nothing would be beyond this administration, but for sure, you can bet when they started putting out the call for folks to join ICE that you had a bunch of fucking gun-humping state militia members fucking jumping on that shit. I promise you guys that's happened, unfortunately. That's why they seem so irate, like just a bunch of fucking wound up fucking hillbillies. Sorry, Mac. Wound up fucking hicks. How about that? James says sometimes you have to show courage and take a stance even if it costs you your career. I agree 100% with that. I don't think I could. I think it would be a really easy decision for me, but I guess maybe I haven't always been the most responsible person in life, but I think that wouldn't be, I think making that kind of decision and making the right choice, you really couldn't be any more responsible. And I think that for sure, you know, I've always said like there's I think the punishment like for an assaulting an officer is greater than just assaulting one of your fellow citizens, right? I can't be sure of that, but I believe so. And I've always felt a little weird about like trying to hold police or law enforcement to a higher standard, but I don't think it's wrong to do so. Like to a higher standard, right? Because we should just all be holding, you know, be holding ourselves to that, to whatever that same agreed upon, you know, standard is, which is hopefully better than, which is far better than what we've seen from these federal ICE agents, DHS agents, whatever. And so for them to be not even reaching the bar that everyday citizens meet every fucking day because we're out in the streets, you know, passing by each other, working with each other, dealing with each other, makes me sick. Bill says Americans are soft to be, not literally, but soft in the mind and action. It's not an insult so much as we got complicit. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. This is all on us. You know, and I don't know if you guys have ever cared for the, you know, my thoughts on if Hillary Clinton had won and it's not guaranteed that I'm right, obviously, but I feel like we're going to go through this with someone, whether it was Trump or whoever. And if Hillary Clinton had won, it would have been prolonged, right? It would have, this fucked up can that we call Trump, MAGA, would have been kicked down the road. We had to deal with this, didn't we? Those 80 million people weren't going away because if Hillary Clinton would have won and am I saying that I'm glad she didn't win? Of course not. But I don't think it would. I think it would have made it worse. And I agree. Bill's 100% right. Like, for whatever it's worth, we're all responsible, even those of us who just clearly understand how bad this is and would never vote for anyone like Trump. It's still on us. Am I going to be like this all night? Jay, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. Jay says appears National Guard divorce is a bad word. James says, I know people aren't going to agree with me, but heck, so many people even knew the piece of shit was going to do what he is doing. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of us did. There was never any guarantee, but it wasn't like just really fluke and rare and random odd acts of authoritarianism. It's been fucking textbook. I don't think it, I don't know about, maybe you guys say, yeah, I seen it coming in the detail. We're seeing it. No way. It's taken, Trump has a huge team of people that hate America or hate most of us or don't give a rat's ass about us, whether they hate us or not. Maybe I can't say that. They clearly don't give a shit. B says we'll all know the truth in about 50 years. Yeah, and that was the thing. We were talking about that 4 years ago, right? Or before the 2020 election, that we'll see so much more after like Trump passes or whatever, right? Because then the books will be coming out and people won't be afraid of them or afraid to say what they think. James says he has great life. Fortunate, however, I would have never had my life if it wasn't for people who fought and died against this shit. That's why you vote. Right on, brother. I'm with you, man. James, you're fine. You are not babbling. TV feels just like you do, brother. Just wanted to do the right thing and fight in the right way as hard as we possible and get it right, because we can't afford to get it wrong. I don't want to, we just don't know. And I brought this up before. Everything is okay so far. The guardrails are holding, kind of, sort of, right? We have these temporary restraining orders. We get some wins, we get some losses, but we unfortunately, even though I say like the guardrails seem to be holding so far, for the most part, we can't forget about the people who are just being fucking terrorized. Like Putin shared that video the other night when I streamed. and I cut it off because I didn't want to see the dude get thrown around. And Putin's like, TV, they let him go. So the guardrails are holding so far, and tell they're not, and it's probably going to be that quick, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be, you know, so I guess there's a couple possibilities. I was just thinking that if we have these TROs, if they become permanent, that Trump has to cease and desist as far as not trying to take control or commandeer any particular state's National Guard, then he can either ignore that order, right? Or the judges can end up coming back and saying he has a right, Trump is within his right to do this, and then we know what's going to happen. The public has already shown that we're not going to accept it. And so how much violence and destruction is Trump and the people around him, more importantly, I think, how much are they willing? Is it like kind of a Charlie Kirk moment where like he's okay with 6 or 7 violent random gun deaths a year as long as it means he's allowed to continue to have his gun? I mean, is this like, what do they do when you, a car, you know, it's, I love the phrase or term. It's, so like companies will assess how much if a product might be a little bit sketchy or something, it could be a little bit dangerous, right? Like with the Pinto, back in the day, they'll assess how much possible loss or lawsuits they could be faced with, and then decide, is it worth, is it more to fix this issue or do you let it go? Is that what Trump's doing? Is he going to say, well, yeah, we'll end up pissing a bunch of people off or everybody off, and a lot of people are going to get hurt, but it won't be too many people where we lose power, we lose control, right? We'll be able to maintain. Putin says the TRO in cases will head to SCOTUS. Bill says the Giants are actually giving the Eagles a game. Mrs. V is probably down in the living room watching it. I have not been able to focus much on football, I have to admit. I did watch the Niners fucking pull that shit out the other night, though. That was good, last Thursday. Bill says 14-day temporary injunctions can't save us. We got a rogue court, Congress, and is dead, and Miller is in charge after he tells Donald he has to meet with the drapery people for his ballroom. Fuck, man. What did I see that one of you guys just post something about more Republicans coming on board to have that discharge of the Epstein files? Yes, thanks too. Just I keep skipping around on comments, but Letitia James also is it Letitia or Letitia? Also being indicted. Holy fuck. I think I told you guys I seen a pretty good it was news radio. Some Brit lady interviewing John Bolton. I can't stand John Bolton, but I actually enjoyed that interview. It was like short, 20 minutes or something. Yeah, I know. 90,000 square feet. I should have saved that picture. Oh my gosh. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I think I did you guys see any other pictures than like an outside rendering? You probably did. You guys are probably way fucking ahead of me on this shit. This is pretty gross. All right, this might not work though, unless I've really blowed it up. Now I'm probably gonna get in fucking trouble for this shit. See, just said copyright under there, motherfucker. CBS News. Shout out to CBS News. Ow! Don't hurt me. Holy fucking. I know so many of you guys are probably well more traveled than I am, of course. And man, I don't know. It's all weird to me. And I don't mean to sound like some sort of fucking, how would I say that? I guess it wouldn't be a prude, but that's fucking, I don't know, man. Oh, some of this stupid shit's like Mar-a-Lago. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I put in White House Ballroom. There we go. That's supposedly a new picture. Yeah, these are artist renderings. Oops, I just totally fucked up. All right, enough of that shit anyways. No, Putin asked if I seen the lady in the car line at the elementary school get taken by ICE. No, I seen I don't know, maybe it was you that said that a teacher was getting out of an Uber while it happened. Thousand square foot per person. If Trump's going to be there, Putin, I want at least that between me and him. Giving everybody some fucking room to avoid the ketchup. Yeah. Yeah, I think you did tell me that story earlier. Yeah, yeah, please. I thought you said that Pritzker gave a presser today too, but I still couldn't find it. I seen one from him from yesterday or 2 days ago. Like Status Coup News um was waiting to go live with a presser for Pritzker a while ago, or sometime this afternoon, or this morning, and it never happened. And well, that's why I talked to you this morning, Putin. Remember, I came into the White House chat saying I was waiting for a fucking Pritzker Chicago presser, but yeah, it was yesterday. But I'm sure there was supposed to be a presser today as well. In fact, hold on, I'll put up your video in a second. Let me check this. I gotta open another window because there was a bunch of mainstream media staging at the Broadview ICE detention facility in Chicago right before I went live. I've got my list. Content. Oh, that's gonna be like a fucking. All right, let me grab Putin's link a minute, you guys. I don't see that, anyways. I smashed car windows. This is a long time, first time on Twitter or X, whatever. I smashed car windows, dragged two sisters. I was gonna ask if this was the incident with the two girls that said they're scared fucking shitless. I smashed car window and dragged two sisters out in front of elementary school at pickup time. 13 masked agents surrounded a car while children yelled, "It's ICE," running away in fear. My name is Jocelyn. I'm from Cicero. From Cicero, she cries. Wonder if that's the name of the school. The little girl apparently screams, "My name is Jocelyn. I'm from Cicero." She cried. They forced us out of the car and followed us. They don't have a warrant. Both Jocelyn and her sister, who was driving the car, are DACA recipients and were eventually released after they were finally allowed to prove their legal status. A teacher exiting an Uber at the time started to take videos in which she heard the children screaming. The incident occurred at West Loop Elementary School in Chicago. So I don't know what Cesario is. I'm going to have to fucking sharpen up on my pronunciation. Hold on, let me get you some volume.
to the school and to do
Do you
this?
have a warrant? They haven't asked for a warrant. My name is Jocelyn from Cicero. They don't have a warrant. They didn't ask for one. They forcefully opened the door of the truck. It was locked. It was locked.
You're going to record this. Don't get any closer from me, all right? Like, cool? Just stay back, please. He's being arrested for his
Yeah, but you guys came to the school?
They forced us out of the car. They forced us out of the car. They were following us. They were upset.
Whoa.
My sister, help me. Help me.
Step back, please. You're okay.
Fuck you, Dick.
No, I'm okay, but I'm worried about other people. Oh no. They were coming to get their kid? They don't have to answer my question? Like what? Were they coming to get a child? I'm just a little bit confused. Is their kid still inside? Because I want to make sure that the school knows.
Thoroughly disgusting. It's worse than that. How are those guys doing that shit? We have some of those folks are raising kids. Those ICE agents, I mean, they're raising children. I wonder how these motherfuckers, how they're capable of doing that. I guess you can't blame it all on their parents. I mean, they know better, right? Or don't? They don't. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, we just have it. There's always fucking assholes, whether it, you know, we see this kind of shit in other countries, of course, and have for years. I thought we ended this kind of crap, though, or moved a little bit farther ahead, stopped dragging our fucking knuckles quite as often. Back in the 60s, right? When we stopped fucking beating on people because they were black or because they wanted to be treated like humans. What do we do? How do we deal with folks that are armed and just seem completely fucking emotionless, or just have complete disregard for... How do you do that to a kid? Fuck that guy. Fuck those guys. Cicero. Thanks, Putin. Yeah, I was struggling with that one. Fucking Bill is great, isn't he? Love you, man. You're not getting my Bud Light, Bill. Bill says, man, it's Illinois. Don't worry about their pronunciation, Michigan boy. Fair enough. Yeah, what the fuck is up with that? Why? Yeah, they were all, I noticed that too, but I didn't say anything. They were all in fucking plaid shirts. The fucking, what the hell's that all about? Is that how they were? Did that make them look more undercover? Like, the flannel shirts that were buried under all that fucking body armor and ammunition, did that make them look less suspicious? Yeah, Putin says those sisters were released on the scene eventually after they were, I think you said after they were finally able to prove their DACA status, and then and released. But yeah, random kidnappings like that, temporary kidnappings going on, because that's exactly what it is. You don't have to worry about before you've never had to worry about being held or arrested unless there was really good evidence that you committed a crime, like a cop seen you get pulled over, whatever it is, right? Like, even getting pulled over, you got to do some pretty fucked up shit before they actually haul you in. I mean, even a reckless driving ticket, I don't think you're getting arrested. Maybe. Careless driving, you wouldn't. I don't know, like, I tell you what, though, you guys, we all need to know our civil rights, our constitutional rights when it comes to like being detained or whatever. I think it's a good idea for everybody to sharpen up on those, myself included. Putin says in some way we have been dealing with the situation with police expected, it's restrained and rules and corrections, etc. America is facing the facts that we are no longer different than others. We are not elite, and this is who we've always been. We just grew up kind of lucky in that lottery. Yeah, like, it's weird, ain't it, Bill? Like, us Gen Xers, like, being the, the last generation that grew up riding around half the day on our bicycle to find our friends instead of being able to fucking hit a fucking handheld computer. And then this is also what we're going through. I've thought about it a lot recently, even though, like, my senior report was on the 60s because I was all into the hippie shit, but it forced me to learn a lot and do a whole section on, just Martin Luther King and specifically, but you guys probably seen my little pencil sketch I did of him when I was like 20-ish. Like, black folks couldn't even fucking vote just 5 years before I was born. And only 5 years before I was born, right? But always been able to vote since I've been born. And so it's never been a consideration. And I think maybe that kind of goes back to what Bill is saying about us being complicit. Like, we just, folks like me just took it for granted that, or we believed we could all be, we understand that there's fucking, racism in workplaces and even within our laws in certain ways and, different forms in society. But those of us who didn't want to fucking be like that, or we're going to push back against being like that, no matter how we were raised, maybe, we just really believe that we didn't have to sit there, or maybe it's unfortunate we didn't. No, we didn't sit there and dwell on it and constantly keep it in our conscious thoughts that we need to appreciate that we have equal rights, because if it's just a slippery slope. You guys know that. I've said so many times, I don't have shit to worry about. I'm a fucking white guy. I'm a middle-aged white guy. I don't have anything to worry about right now. It's sick. Putin says the man signaling the cashier inside holding up the gas hose for her to turn it on. Common sign we use. Oh my God, you guys, what am I doing here? Why are these fucking... Why is my window having to be adjusted now every time I grab a link?
Show me your hands. Okay. Stand.
Sorry, I don't have the whole video. See, this is going to be tight. I don't know how big this is going to show up for you guys. Y'all probably is half as blind as I am.
In the car. Okay, turn around. Place your hands behind your back. What do you have in your hand? Show me your hands.
For fuck's sake, he had the fucking gas nozzle in his hand? Are you fucking kidding me? I know Putin wouldn't post no fucking bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay. Stay in the car. Okay, turn around. Place your hands behind your back. What are you doing?
I'm filling up gas can. What
You understand you're holding it like this, like it's a pistol, right?
No, I was showing her to cut the pump on.
Okay. But that's not what it looks like to the motoring public on the roadway.
The fuck it doesn't, you fucking...
I was just showing her the. I was just showing her the thing to let her know to get the gas.
Do you have
bro.
your ID on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I turn around?
Yeah,
and
that's
watch
fine.
straight? Dang, gosh.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But you understand you're holding it like this and it looks like a handgun, right?
No, I'm trying to let her know to pump the gas.
Look, Officer Barney, there's my ID. Do what you got to do. Fucking button up that bullet back in your fucking shirt pocket and fuck the fuck off.
Gas, bro.
Okay.
Why you? What the fuck?
I'm sure there's cameras.
Mr. Ruff.
I ain't got nothing to say to you, bro. I ain't did shit and I ain't been detained. I want to go. I don't got nothing to say to you. You know what you did. I don't got no rap for you.
wrong.
Well, it looks like he's holding a gun.
Man, that don't look like no gun when you see this bitch right here swinging.
I didn't see that, sir.
Man, yeah, you saw what you wanted to see. You saw a motherfucker with tattoos. Why would I be holding the gun like this right here? Hey, who? Man, you saw what you wanted to see.
So I'm driving down the road and he's got something black in his hand and he's moving it like it's a pistol. So I pulled in to investigate what was going on. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Oh my God, can we please see how old fucking Junior is? Please.
Because the pump wasn't, his pump wasn't on, and he was signaling me that the pump wasn't.
Police officer in Alabama. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Just the guy had something in his hand that looked like a gun, and I was like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah, I noticed him as we were coming up.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you
his
saw him
pump
with the thing in
was-
his
yeah,
hand?
I saw him with the gas pump in his hand. Yeah.
Has Junior never put gas in a car before by himself?
Yeah, his gas pump, his pump wasn't working, and he was signaling me that the pump, the gas wasn't on the pump.
Is he causing a problem at y'all's store?
No, he come in here every day faithfully after work. He come in here to get gas and
That's
cigarettes every day. He don't cause nothing.
Hey, I don't want to hold the gas pump again. You start the gas over time.
Yes, I will.
Hey, what's your name?
Yeah, but
Lawler.
You'll sign the statement and you'll get kept a picture of everything you did.
It wasn't on the pump, and I thought it was on the pump. I seen him do that, and I was like, "Oh, his gas not on there." So that's why he was holding it up. He was signaling me.
because he was holding, it wasn't the gas nozzle. He was holding something else up.
Oh,
This guy needs to be fired, right? I mean, he is in there trying to create a crime where there wasn't one. He's like fucking, it's like a fucking really fucking spineless or fucking moralless fucking lawyer leading a witness, right? Like he's trying to get this cashier. Like, for fuck's sake, oh my God. The fucking customer explained it to the fucking Barney. The cashier explained it to the Barney. And then after that, he still said, has this guy been causing trouble in your station?
When I seen him, he was holding the gas.
I saw him with the gas pump, and something in his hand looked like a gun, and I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I noticed some as we were coming up.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you saw him with the thing in his hand?
I saw him with the gas pump in his hand, yeah.
Yeah, his gas pump, his pump wasn't working, and he was signaling me that the pump, the gas wasn't on the pump.
Is he causing a problem at y'all's store?
Working, and he was signaling me that the pump, the gas wasn't on the pump.
Is he causing a problem at y'all's store?
So she tells him he was signaling her that the pump wasn't turned on. The cop hesitates and says, is he causing a problem at y'all's store? All right, I better finish listening to it, otherwise Putin will give me shit.
Putting something else up.
Oh, when I seen him, he was holding the gas pump. He was signaling
The part with the hose.
Yeah.
When I saw him, he didn't have the thing with the hose. He had something else.
Hey man, you gotta stop profiling.
Can you come talk to me for a second? Can you come talk to me for a second?
No, I really don't want to, for real. But you know what you did. And you know you dead ass wrong. You know I ain't had no fucking gun.
Wow. So what did he say there at the end?
You ain't even apologize.
He was signaling
because he was holding. It wasn't the gas nozzle. It was
bullshit. See, that's lying. And sure, maybe the cop will be able to say, okay, I made a mistake. It was the gas nozzle, but it didn't look like it while I was driving down the road a half a block away at fucking 35 miles an hour. Thanks, Putin. Appreciate the share, brother. You know I do. I tell you what, it's been like an hour, 20 minutes, and I got a sip left in here. Believe it or not, I really don't have to use the bathroom yet, but I might want to force myself. I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you hang tight for a few more, give me like 5 minutes. I have to go refill my cup and come back and yap a little bit more, all right? See you in a minute. Putin is wanting to do some moonlighting at a gas station on the night shift. I actually did that when I was 19. Pretty small, just like this little fucking... I got a bug in here. Little town right next to mine, literally across the bridge. So I was probably about the only character that was in there, but I tell you, that's a fucking shit job. I can't see Putin. I'm surprised. Like you can't pump. You have to prepay, even out here anymore. Doesn't matter what time of day or night. You would never be able to get the pump turned on without paying first. And obviously you can just do it yourself with a card or whatever at the pump, but yeah, we always have to prepay. I never even seen like I have to think about. I'll bet you in Muskegon, like I'm in Muskegon County, I'll bet you downtown in the Heights, there are gas stations that you can't come in after dark. Like they just have a window or whatever. But I never seen that shit until a trip to Detroit many years ago. Guys talking about streams. See, it's crazy. Like, I mean, we would have had a cable for a few years after we moved here, but probably not long, 4 or 5 years, 6 years maybe. And then at some point we just decided to keep the internet because it was it actually came with basic cable through Infinity or whatever. I think that's what our company is now. It used to be Comcast. Maybe it's still called Comcast, and there's Infinity part of it, or Comcast, I guess, is our internet service, and maybe Infinity is the fucking cable television part of it or some shit. But so our kid is all into the fucking subscriptions for everything. I'm sure he'll get sick of that about. Well, I think maybe he has, because he had Hulu and gave it to Mrs. V and Disney Plus, or maybe those were all together at one point. And now he just has a subscription to YouTube TV, I guess it would be, or YouTube Premium or whatever. And she's able to watch fucking all kinds of shit, movies, whatever. And I just, I'm kind of glad I don't. Like, if I get every once in a while, probably once a month, I'll bring up Tubi and see if there's any, like, half-ass decent sci-fi or whatever superhero movie that I haven't seen or whatever that I could stand watching. Most of the shit I can't. I can't tell you I think I only watched, what was it, the second Aquaman where he had a kid or something like that? Maybe that was the first one. I don't know. I don't remember if I seen the first one or not. And I couldn't watch it. Like, all right, enough of this shit. We pay, I guess I'd have to go down. I know we had it knocked down not last year or something because we told them, fuck this shit. Or we upgraded our speed or something and got, I don't know. It's around $120 a month, I think, for internet service. Trunks think Reese's peanut butter cups are a meal. Get one of those fucking hot dogs that's been sitting there in that turner since fucking 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's 2 in the morning. Nice and brown, rubbery. Hold on, I'll bring up Laura's link a second.
Sit there and listen
I
to
can
some.
use a laugh.
Their minds. I can't believe it. Spanish. He's gonna speak Spanish. I'm gonna have to sit there and listen to somebody sing and rap in Spanish. I already had to listen to rap. You know what that was like for me? You know what that was like for me to hear rap in between the game I bet on? I'm gonna have to sit there and listen to somebody Spanish. I'm gonna have to sit there listening, watching the Super Bowl halftime show to Spanish. I'm gonna have to sit there with my guacamole and my chips in my lap, listening to Spanish. I am gonna have to sit there while I eat the tacos that I Uber Eats to my place, listening to Spanish. The idea that I could have a deluxe crunch wrap and have to listen to Spanish is crazy. Not in my America. Spanish? Are you serious? Can't believe I'm gonna have to listen. I want all the Spanish in my mouth. I don't want it in my ear. Which has like pretty much been the approach of a large portion of the U.S. for a long time. So much of the culture, so much of what people like about a culture that they're willing to take in, they try to do as best as possible to the exclusion of the people that the culture's actually from, right? So you'll see how people of Latin descent have been treated in this country the entire time while we fall in love with more and more and more and more of their stuff. You know what I mean? And it's something that obviously happens to black people. It's something that's happened to Asian Americans and everything, but it's something that doesn't always get addressed, is that if you loved what we make, then just love us. We made it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing to love almost every aspect of a culture and then meet the person who created that culture and be like, I don't know if I trust you though. I just kind of want all your stuff at my house. But no.
Right on. That was very good, Laura. Thanks for the share, sister. I love it. Is that not the best kind of comedian? Man, how do you know, I seriously admire, I know it might sound a little bit silly. I don't think it does. Seriously admire folks like that are just, they really get it, you know? And they're able to be just like smart enough and caring enough to get it right. Yeah, that was pretty good, right? B says, I saw enough to write a book about what goes on at gas stations, convenience stores. James says, I'm blasting off TV, finish up something here, then happy Mo McWeekend time. Laters, folks. Getting hungry, Putin. I could go a donut. There you go, James. Eat a donut before, like secretly eat a donut before dinner, and then you won't be as hungry. Mrs. M will be like, what's gotten into you? A donut. Bill says it was side hustle, 9 p.m. till 2 a.m. One time I took mushrooms, and it was okay till I had to close. Must have tried to balance like 15 times, then realized had ate a peanut butter cup. I gotta read that again. And it was okay until I had to close. Must have tried to balance like 15 times, then realized had ate a peanut butter cup. Weird. Yeah, I want Spanish in my mouth, not in my ears. That was good, right? That was good lead-in. I gotta listen to this Spanish music while I'm eating my guacamole and chips. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. That's what American culture, if you could say there's American culture, it's the best fucking blend in the world of the world, right? Is that good, you guys? I won't press you to give me a pat on the back. I should, because that's good, right? I mean, other than that, if we want to say, and I don't know that it would be culture, possibly, right? I guess it would be. American culture is just that. Not that our American culture is this awesome melting pot, which I love that word. Of all the world cultures, right? Or so many of them. It's the true American culture, the foundation of it is that's what we want. That's what it's about, is creating that melting pot. It was, I can't imagine, and obviously I always struggle with saying, well, times are different, and we had great men like Thomas Jefferson that owned slaves, and I can't ever find an excuse for that, because it's just like, look, I get that we're products of our environment, but there's something inside humans, right? Like we don't, do we have to, maybe you guys tell me what you think. Do we really have to be taught right and wrong when it comes to really, important moral things? So I just wonder how, I just can't imagine. And I can't imagine, and for some reason there's a part of me that just says, I don't think the fact that I was brought up in a time where we didn't fucking you don't own people, you don't fucking beat people until they work for you for free. You don't beat people, you don't own them, you don't fucking take advantage of them. And so these folks that created such an awesome thing, and again, try and not get too far off, it's what they created. That's what these men, who I questioned some of what they did and the way they lived, obviously for good reasons. They created what we all really what most of us here stand for, right? And that's that melting pot. There is no American culture without world cultures. That's what we've done. It's like being a restreamer, right? People out there in the ground here and there, and then you bring them all together, because that's what makes it the best. Just another Pleasant Valley Sunday. How did our poll do so far? 22 votes. I ask, have ICE agents violated American citizens' rights in the recent raids? 22 votes, 91% say yes, 9% say no. I'm guessing that's about 3 votes that have said no. They could all be bully, could have been bully and sin. Tied. Or fluffy. Fluffy. So the other night, Tide says, fuck yeah, I'm Sin's hype man. And I'm like, more like a fluff girl. And now he's all upset. They're all upset, thinking I'm a fucking sexist pig or some shit. Boone says, I know, right? I don't need that job, which would be liberating. Just have the experience, right? On 2 fucks and some late night randos. It was pre-cell phone, but my old lady boss would ask, what the hell was that? When she reviewed the CCTV. Yeah. You know what? I gotta tell you, it didn't take me, and I only had one situation where I had a customer, and this is when I was doing a condo complex on the river, and it was like after a few years at Pete's, right? Like I worked my way up, and I had our top accounts. Like these people were fucking filthy, fucking rich. And I was there for a reason. And it wasn't like my first day doing these accounts, right? I had been working them with someone else forever. And it wasn't my first day as me being the lead person on them. But they sent fucking video clips to the operations manager who I replaced of me walking through the parking lot with the backpack blower on. Saying I wasn't doing a fine enough job or something. It's like, what the fuck? Literally, like, I don't know, 15 seconds of me walking across, I don't know, behind the garages of it's parking lot, but it's condo, so there wasn't like much lawn or really a little bit. Blowing shit down. But when we were plowing one year, one of our guys, I don't know how we got on the conversation, but maybe it was just our general manager always reminding us that, you know, we don't have people like TV paying for someone to come out and plow and do their lawn who probably can't afford or doesn't give a fuck about having cameras. Everybody else has cameras. And we're plowing, right? But these people are snowbirds. So Matt, this guy does this lady's driveway, takes a piss, and before he could get out of the driveway, like he, got back in his truck, pulled up to the road, sat there and filled out his worksheet or whatever for time. And he had gotten a call from the general manager saying that she sent him a video clip saying that she wanted this other part cleared up a little bit better. So she must have been watching him live. He plowed her driveway and then got out and fucking pissed wherever, not on their house or bushes or nothing, but then 10 minutes, man, he was getting a video or a fucking video clip and a message from our general manager about plowing this part a little better. Yeah. I'm so thankful. I mean, I was never fucking doing sketchy shit anyways. maybe smoking dope on my lunch or something, but you don't do that shit around properties anyway. Putin said that comedian is on the Daily Show, like as a guest, or did he host it? Because they have different hosts, don't they? Quite, I don't know. I don't watch that shit too much, brother. But who was it? Like Jordan Kepler? Am I getting the right show? And then Jon Stewart, right? Some other fellas, some other folks. I think seen some ladies hosting it. Putin says, yeah, as part of it. Right on. Should we see now this coffee's gonna start affecting me, and you guys are gonna be like, Tide's not here crying about my fucking bladder. I don't have any fucks to give. I don't know if Putin's looking around at all or not. I just want to take, before I get ready to wrap up, I want to see if take a poke around and see what's happening on the streets. It's cooling off, though. I tell you guys, I don't know how. Obviously, Chicago can be quite a bit. Can stay a little bit warmer than me. But it was 36 degrees this morning. It wasn't supposed to, they said it wasn't going to be that cold. All right, I'm seeing protests in Portland with Times Now World, which is a bullshit fucking stream. KATU is up, and I think they're pretty legit, I believe. They were doing 24 hours at ICE, yeah. So they've been there about 14 hours, it looks like. Because you got to start that stream after 12 hours. Oh, look at, there's the stormtroopers too. Up on the roof, up on the roof. I don't know who we got out there. We got, oh, maybe it's Teletubby. Is that a Teletubby, you guys? I think it might be a Teletubby with the do not obey umbrella. And then we got some other, we got, maybe, is it Briar Rabbit out there? Or some sort of rabbit, it looks like. We have the Incel Cuck Energy Group up there on the roof. You guys probably can't see. Yeah, you can't see my cursor. Should be able to. What the fuck over? You can't. Why not? Usually you can. Weird. But we have had the Freedom Frog out there. I can't remember all the characters. Some dude in a fucking, like, a yellow chicken outfit that was like 6'5", 6'6". I swear this dude was a monster. Some other various blow up characters. So pretty quiet in Portland, it looks like. I don't know if there's anything. Let's see if we could find something on Chicago. I swear there was a whole gaggle of fucking MSM setting up outside of the Broadview facility in Chicago there. It sucks that so many folks have gone to TikTok that do this kind of shit because I just don't want to make an account. And I've tried a few different ways to like get in there and try and grab live streams or find them, and you can't. All right, enough of that. Oops. Oh, that vid has the dino in it. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice quick. Yeah, they look like trick-or-treaters, B says they do. Holy fuck. I should have clipped it, but that shit infuriates me. There was the dude was speaking perfect like American English. He was an ambassador or something to Israel. Like, it was weird because he sounded like I didn't hear him have no fucking or East Coast or West Coast accent or Southern accent. Like, he sounded like my kind of Midwest American, right? Holy fuck, the sick shit this guy was saying about the fucking the famine in Gaza. It was cool though. The Brit talking head fucking lit him up. I don't know how I got on that, but probably Putin mentioning news anchor. Bill says the silly costumes are to differ tilted themselves from agitators from other side. Yeah, right. It's like, how do you want, like, you guys, I don't know, Bill, if you've been watching those Portland protests. I know Putin has here and there. Like, there's really fucking short dude out there. I mean, he's super short dude. Maybe late 30s, whatever. I don't want to pick on him. He kind of reminded me of Danny DeVito. I say that in a loving way. But, like, this dude is, I don't know, he was close enough to a camera or whatever last night. And he was fucking just nose to belt buckle of this fucking Jolly Green MAGA giant, right? Just laying it out and not being an asshole or being aggressive, like trying to have little man syndrome or nothing like that. Just, yeah. You MAGA folks are fucking bullies. You're fucking disgusting, lawless fucking bullies. All right, will do, Putin. Thanks, brother. Let me click in a minute so I could save it. Yeah, because I'm about... Oh, yeah, I like that. Unicorn and raccoon and all kinds of them out there. I told Dave Oz that I was going to start countering his fucking poodle, AI poodle, dancing poodle vids with inflatable T-Rex costume vids. B says she's seen that a few times, claiming there is no famine. Yeah, like the guy says, well, I don't doubt that. You know, I've heard that there are some folks that think there that say that there is famine, but there's other folks that are saying there isn't, and I don't know. And the fucking Al Jazeera talking head lit him up. He's like, it doesn't matter what you think or even what I think. The UN, like, and he went into the whatever the specifics, council, this, that, says it's clearly a famine. So, and he just lit him up like I've never ever see American journalists light up these lying bastards. You know, why? Why is that? I mean, look at me. Is that why I'm not on CNN? I mean, maybe one of the reasons. God damn it, B. I don't know what to do sometimes. Like, I feel like we just, yeah, there's no need for anybody to be shitty all the time. But also, are we that fucking sensitive where, for fuck's sake, look what we're facing? Should we all not be fucking irate? Do we gotta fucking drop F-bombs like I am right now every 5 seconds? No. It's all therapy. Yeah, sure, Putin, post that. We'll go out with that. Give me that link, brother. The newly elected, right? Or, yeah, wasn't he newly elected president of Argentina? I seen you yapping about it a little bit the other day. Has a rock band. So we just gave, what, $20 billion to Argentina to fucking prop up their economy? And the dude's holding, like what, rock concert rallies or election win celebrations. He's in a fucking rock band, huh? Oh, get the fuck out of here. He's running a fucking chainsaw like what's his nuts from Jackal. I'm a lumberjack now, baby. Bill says, TV, if you wear a mask, you can be Mexican Mafia or Antifa on Jesse Waters' show. They'd fucking dox me, Bill. You know they would. That dude's a man. I go around with myself about keeping up on what the fucking crazy right-wing media is doing, even shit like Fox, right? And then I stop because it's just like, what the fuck, man? There is nothing. It's not, they don't take anything seriously at all. It's just pure fucking garbage from their mouth from beginning to end. All right, you guys have wasted another perfectly good 2 hours. I appreciate you. I can't tell you what it means therapeutically to have you guys hang out, come by. Holy fucking Christ, dude. That's not like, Putin, I was like picturing a fucking, like just like some sort of outdoor venue stage, like a trailer stage or something. Seriously, I just thought it would be like, you know, and maybe with a bunch of people, but for whatever reason, especially I guess being in Argentina, I thought maybe it'd be outside. I just got this envision of like this image of, and I don't even know how old this cat is, probably younger than me. Like fucking middle-aged men with beer bellies fucking grasping at the fraying threads of their youth or some shit. Like TV is. This is like fucking full on. Wow. It must be nice just to fucking say, you know, like I've gotten into it with Bill, not gotten into it fighting, but like yapping about my background here. And here I am waving around and motioning to the back of my studio, and you guys can't see me, but yeah, that'd be fucking neat as hell. Just like, there's my fucking practice spot right there, you guys. All right, this is 53 seconds long. Okay, I'm going to play this, and I'll see you guys soon, all right? I appreciate you. You know I do. Peace and love. TV2 out like a motherfucker.
Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. I don't wanna watch TV. I don't even wanna be with me. I don't wanna do anything. I don't wanna do anything. Anything. Well, I got mindless contentment. Yes, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. I know, I know, no, I know, no, I know, no, no, I know, I know, no, I know, no, I know, no, no. Well, I got mindless contentment. Yes, I got mindless contentment. I don't wanna watch TV. I don't even wanna be with me. I don't wanna do anything. I don't wanna do anything. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got